Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world away. Now, did he manage to get one?
We got one!
That's right, we've got issue 2. As you can see, this is $4.99 and I guess it goes up to the normal price on that. This comes in a like little book sort of way. So let's show you here. When you open it up, I've already taken the magazine so I can have a look. Look at all those bits! Look! Hundreds of them. We're going to have some fun doing this. It's basically all the headlights mounting to the front grille, which is going to be a fun little thing. But I'm just going to put that away just for a second so you can just see the magazine on top here. It tells you exactly what we've got, and we've got loads of different screws like BP, CM, CP, AP. Ooh, loads. This is what we're going to be doing. Putting the headlights together. In the end, we're going to have a unit just like that, which I'm guessing will fit underneath the bonnet piece that we had in the last issue. I'll bring that up afterwards as well. A little bit more about Ivan Reitman there. Some subscription information like we talked about before with the free gifts. Lots of things. Look, the stand there and stuff like that. Something about practical magic there. Another thing about a survey to fill out. A little thing to give your news agents. Look, I'm taking you through the whole magazine. Some more information about the production and stuff. But this is what I find interesting. Look, issue 3. Now, they don't tell you what's coming in it. So, is this the last issue? I've heard this is running over 3 issues. It's normally 4 issues, but it could be 2 issues because no one knows. So we'll have to see. But I think without further ado, what we'll do is we'll get cracking on it and see what stage 2 of issue 2 looks like. Okay, what I've tried to do is lay it out and keep it in the case that it comes in here rather than put it on this unit because it's going to be interesting how we put all these together and in what way, because these are labelled up different. Obviously, one's for the left side and one's for the right side, and they are numbered. And you can see this one says R on it, so I'm guessing this one over here, which is going to be fun to get out, is going to say L, which it does, as you can see, just down the bottom there, L. Okay, so I'm going to put these to one side, probably just off of camera at the moment. And let's get cracking on it, because the first thing we do need are these bits, which is this one here, and this one here. So we know now which one's the left one, which is this one, and this one here is the right one. It's worth saying these are metal. These are metal. They are really heavy. So there's no plastic stuff here. This is metal and it is good quality. Next thing we've got are the lenses that go in. And again, these have got little letters on them, which I'll show you. This one's got a... Oh, God. Can you see that? I can't see that. There's a little letter just there. I'm just going to see if that's different. It's probably an L because this one says an R. Yeah, it is. I can see the R quite easily. I can see the L now, actually. So obviously, you're going to match these units up to what this is. So if this is an L, this is just going to fit in just like this. It can only fit in one way because you see you've got little pins in there which line it up. So we're going to do the same with the other side. Again, making sure it's the right way around so that the pins line up. Just like... If it doesn't go one way, turn it round, try and get it in the other way. It's going to go in one way, that's for sure. There we go. And that's both of those in. And that was quite an easy step, wasn't it? That was stage 1, just looking like that. Now, stage 2, we're going to be putting all of these bits together with this big run of things that we've got here. So we've got the lens, then we've got the lens cover, and then we've got the whole shield cover. So the way it's going to go, just making sure we're going to do the left one first, I think. In the magazine, it's just put the left and right on one go. So from here, we're going to have the left one here. We're going to be putting the units here over the top here. And as you can see, this has got pins in it as well. It's going to match the pins just in there. So that's just going to fit over just like that. That bit was easy, wasn't it? Okay, the next bit is going to be going this way round, not this way. It's make sure that L is facing down there. So that L on there is going to be facing down because this is going to be going on top. And again, it's going to follow those little pins. Those little pins inside there are invaluable for lining all of these up. And then once we've got that one in, the last one we've got to put in is just the top piece, which is just going to be going on like that. That looks really good. Now, all the chrome is plastic, but everything else on here is metal. But that looks good. In the next stage, we're going to be putting some screws in. But what we're going to do is we're going to repeat what we just did there onto this side here. So we get this one over. Again, we're going to be putting the lens in, making sure that we put it in the right way. So, whoops. There we go. That's the lens in. Then we're going to be putting the cover in with the thing down, as I said before. That's going to go in just like that. Oh, that looks so good. And then we're just going to put the top piece on just like that. So now we have got 2 bits looking like that. Now, if this hasn't sold it for you, I am really upset, I'll tell you now, because this is going together so easy. And for Eagle Moss and Hero Collector, you know how much of a big deal that is to me. It's going together really, really easy. The parts are brilliant. And unfortunately, this is probably going to stop soon. So, not looking forward to that. But there we go. So, right, the screws we've got CP screws here. Let me just show you. They're quite long ones. Then we've got BP screws. They're all labelled up there. And then we've got AP screws, looking just like that. And then last but not least, we've got the CM screws, which just like that. Now, the screws that we're going to need for this are CP and BP screws. So we need that one and that one. And the first one we're going to put through is the CP screws. The CP screw is going to go right down the back of these units here. So I'm going to load up my screwdriver and show you exactly where these go. If I hold that together, that's whole we just got there. That's where this big massive CP screw is going to go. That's going to hold all of this together. And as you can see, there's no problems at all. I can feel that tightening in my hand. That is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That went in no problems at all. So we're going to do the same on the other side. Just the CP screw again. So down the middle. And then put that in. I'm just so excited how good this feels in the hand. How much quality. Look how flush it is around the sides. It's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Well, that's the CP screws. Now we're going to be putting some BP screws just into these top 2 holes here. So let's get the BP screws open as well. Now, I understand, I do know a lot of you haven't been able to get hold of this because it is only in the southwest of England at the moment. I believe it's around the Bridgend and Plymouth areas. But I'll tell you what, Hero Collector, if you're watching this video, please go ahead with this build. And I am aware about licensing and it's going to take some time to get this in the post, but I can wait till May next year for this, I think. That's when the DeLorean finishes. So it would be lovely if the DeLorean finishes and then we get to start this straight after. That would be brilliant. So another 2 screws just in here. That's the first one in. And last one to go in. On this side. Can you see how easy they're going in, these screws? Absolutely brilliant. Okay, so they look like that. And we're just going to keep that to one side now. Because the next part, which is part 4, we just need these little black things and clear things here. So I've got one of these and one of them. And we've got the same on the other side here. And the other thing we need is, sorry, we don't use these plastic ones here. We're using the smaller ones. There's some smaller ones here. And what I'm going to do is I've kept them on the side that I've taken the bits out of. So this one just came out of the left side of that box. So this is just going to go in like this. This is part 4. And you just push that in so it's flush. And then that's going to look just like that. We do the same with the other one here. So again, from the bottom, with that pointing down like that, we're just going to push that in and up. So that looks just like that. That was part 4 done. And now part 5, we're going to start attaching all of this to the engine. So we've got a bit of chrome here. Now this chrome piece here is plastic, just so you know. And basically it can only go in one way because if you have a look at these things, you've got a slightly bigger length on each side. And it's sort of off center if you look at the hole there. So if you put it in wrong, it's going to look silly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one in and show you. As you can see, that's in the wrong way round. So it won't even go in. If I just spin that and make sure it's at the right angle. There we go. Perfect. That fits absolutely perfect in there. And basically it tilts upwards so that it's not actually just dying on the road. So we're going to do the same to the other one. And that's going to go in there. And again, if it doesn't fit in the way you think it's going to fit in, just turn it around and put it in the other way. Okay, so once they're in, it's going to look like that. And you see these little plastic things that we put in? They just poke out the top there, just enough that we can put these little plastic sleeves over the top of them. So it's looking just like that on one side. We'll do the other side here. Looking that on the other side. So there, we've got that sort of looking like that. Now, once we've got that, we get to bring out this great big grill here. This grill is plastic, it is chrome. So any chromish pieces are plastic, just so you know. But this is going to be fitting just on the top of the vehicle, and it's going to be going basically, if this is the the unit, the holes are going to be pointing down, and these lights are going to be pointing up. So when we put it on, it's going to look just like this into these holes here. So we get all 3 of these holes in, just like that. It looks good, doesn't it? Show you on the side camera there. And then these are going to be put in with BP screws. So let's get the BP screws together. We need 3 of these, and they all fell out, of course. So let's put the first one in. As you can see, we've got the first hole here. So we'll put that one in there. So I'll put the middle one in first, just to hold everything together. Tighten it up. Lovely and tight. Right, let's put the 2 on the other side now. So we've got this one that's going in here. Whoops, the daisies. Just fell off my screwdriver. That's the second one. And last but not least, let's put the third one in over here. And as you can see, these are going in really smoothly. There's no buckles. There's no free threads. It just looks absolutely brilliant. Just like that. Okay, so part 7, we're going to start putting the fender pieces on round the side here. So basically, if we just take the left-hand side as I'm looking at it, you see you've got a hole just down there. Show you on that camera. You've got a little peg. Basically, that peg's going to go in there, just like this, to line it up. And then you'll have a little screw hole just on top there. Whoops, it just fell off. Just on top there, that's going to fit in. Now, when we put this on, we're going to be securing it with a BP screw. Because I've already got the BP screws open, I think I'll put that bit on quickly now. So you get the idea of how this is going to look. So once again, we put the little peg bit in the hole there. Just like that. And it goes in. And then line up the top bit here. And then we put a BP screw through just here. So it's probably best to clamp that with just one finger while you put this in. Just so you can keep that lined up. Then put the screw in just like that. Now, as you can see, the screws are going in really, really easy. That is real promising sign with this build, I have to say. And then that way, you've got that looking just like that. Once that side's in, we're going to be putting the other side in. Exactly the same way. So again, I'll load a BP screw up. Put this in the hole there. Give it a sort of like little twist, just so that it fits in perfectly, just like that. There we go, and it's going to be flush. You're going to have a flush just there to the main fender area there. And then once again, we're going to put a screw in just on this side here. Starting really slow just to get that screw started. We don't want it falling out. And then once it's done, I can hold it a lot tighter. Get this screwed in fully. Perfect. This is really big, isn't it? While I've got this here, let me just show you the dimensions just of the fender. It's about 26 centimeters. Really big, huh? Okay, so step 8, once they're on, the only things we're left with now are these little bits here. And as you can see, the differentiation between these threads, look at these end bits here. This one's got one that's going that way. This one's got one that's going the other way. So basically, the one that's going to this way here that you got here will be going on the left-hand side of the vehicle. And it matches up with these holes here. So when this is on, it's basically going to fit in just like that. So you can see it from the side, it's going to look just like that. Now this is going to be secured in with AP screws. Now these ones we haven't opened yet. I can see this being a little bit fiddly, this one. So bear with me, I'll get these loaded up. We'll see what this looks like when we've got this secured in. And there we go. Look, that's the first side piece in there. And all we're going to do is we're going to mirror that on the other side here. So once again, we know what way it's going to go round. It's going to basically have like that. And this is going to fit in just like that under there. And again, we'll put 2 AP screws in there. So there we go. Looking at the top camera, that's both sections in. And that's what it looks like from the bottom. And that means the last thing we've got left to do is to put the lights on. And the lights can only go in one way. Basically, if it's going to be this way round, the lights are going to be going on the top. But you see these holes here? This is what's going to be securing them from the underside here. So what we'll do is we'll get the lights on in the direction that they go in. Now remembering that the left-hand side of the vehicle is the left-hand side to me. Now these are going to be secured in underneath the vehicle here. So I'm holding it in my hand and I'm putting these CM screws in here. So I'll just get one in. Again, going in absolutely perfectly. I can't fault that at all. Get the second CM screw in. It's funny actually, this one, it's saying put CM screws in, which I'm doing. But it's saying the other side needs BM screw, BP screws. So I don't know why that is. So if you are building this, be careful of that, because we put CM screws in here, but in this one over here, we're going to be putting BP screws in, which I've already got out as well. So we get this one lined up as well. You know what? I don't think it is two different screws. I just think there's an error there, because that doesn't fit. I'm going to use the screws that we had before. So again, if you're building this, I wouldn't worry too much about using BP screws. Just use the ones you used for the other one. It didn't make sense that you'd have a different one on a different side. They're all the same holes. And there you go. Look at that. That is finished. That is the finished section there. And I'm guessing, let's just move this bit of plastic around here. There you go. If I bring the bonnet part over, I'm guessing it's going to fit something like that. Looking pretty good, doesn't it? And it's heavy already. All I've got is a bonnet and some fender and some lights. But that was it. That was issue 2. A bit fiddly doing the end bits, because I think I can't see why we'd have to use BP screws when we've been using CM. But CM screws fit absolutely fine. As I said earlier though, that was it. Are we going to be getting another one? Who knows? As I said, look, just says coming in issue 3. It doesn't tell us what's coming in issue 3. So really like that. Quality's amazing. Going together really good. If it hasn't whet your appetite, I don't know what has. Anyway, hope you like that video. Hopefully there'll be a part 3. Take care.